altar and cast it into the earth, and there were voices and thunderings, and lightnings and earthquakes. And the seven angels who had the seven trumpets prepared themselves to sound. The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood. They are cast upon the earth, and the third parts of the trees was burned, and green grass was burned up. This kind of reminds me of the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, where the fire and brimstone will fall on them and destroy the town. And the second angel sounded, as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast in the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood. And the third part of the creatures were in the sea and had life died, and the third part of the ships were destroyed. The ships, I think the ships represents like the third part of some of the churches, which blow some of these evil influences of the major churches, like that they'll be destroyed because I feel like they care about money more than they care about saving other people's souls. And God, evil could like be in God's sight without being destroyed.
Amen. Amen.
And the third angel sounded. There fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers, upon the fountains of the waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. Like, back in their days, they didn't know, like, what certain things are now, so they'll have to, like, compare it to the closest thing possible. So I was thinking of like what would the star be, and I was like, it's falling from the sky, so maybe it's some type of angel, right? So I was like, maybe God would tell me. So like when I woke up in the morning, my sister told me about a dream that she had. She didn't even know that I was going to talk about this, and she was like, some type of star fell from heaven, and she said that when she got close up to the star in her dream, that it wasn't a star, it was some type of spirit, some type of demon. And I was like, wow, I was amazed at how that all worked out, like she didn't even know I was coming from that. And she said that, and I was trying to ask God, what does this mean? So. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars. So the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it, night likewise. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels which are yet to sound. So this is basically like another warning to the people of the earth. God gives us warnings and stuff, and sometimes he doesn't take heed. Well, we don't take heed to his warnings.
Amen.
And it says, and the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven into the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose the smoke of the pit as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by the reason of the smoking pit. This demon right here, his name is Apollyon. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and to them was given power, as the scorpions of earth have power. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass and the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not sealed with God in their punishments. So I see like his punishments as like a parent's tough love. They'll tell you, and after a while, you know better, so you're not ignorant of that thing anymore, and then the punishment comes.
Amen.
And it says, and then that it was given, but they should not kill them, but they should be tormented 5 months. Their torment was a torment of the scorpion when he striketh the man. In those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. Like, death has no mercy. You can't have mercy and grace when you're dead. So, like, these people, they didn't have the power to, death didn't have the power to come at that time, but they're spiritually dead. So that grace and mercy is finished for them. it's punishment time, you know,
Amen.
no holding back. And it says, and the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle. And on their heads were as it were crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men. And they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions. And they had breastplates as it were breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was the sound of chariots and many horses running to battle. What do y'all think that the locusts were? Anybody? Nobody, alright. So, what I think is the closest thing that I think could be compared to those locusts and like the sound of chariots going into battle and something that would fly is closest thing is like some type of helicopter or something. That's what I believe in, you know. I've seen a lot of people believe that that's a helicopter or even some type of drone of anything, something armed. The people at this time didn't really know what a helicopter was, so the prophet John had to, you know, explain best what he could have, and I guess God gave him the right words so people would understand. And they had breastplates that were breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots, and many horses running to battle. And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails, and their prowls hurt them in 5 months. They had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name is in the Hebrew tongue Abaddon, but in Greek tongue has his name Apollyon. One who is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter. And the 6th angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar, which is before God, saying, the 6th angel, which had the trumpet, loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. I feel like these angels are fallen angels, because I think about this, like, you don't, like, tie something up if it's meant for good. You don't bound something if it's meant for good. And the number of sorry y'all, I skipped something. And the 4th angel was loose, which were prepared an hour and a day and a month and a year for the slave, the 3rd part of men. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and jasmine and brimstones on the heads of the horses, whereas the heads of lions, and out of their mouth issued fire and smoke. By these there was 1/3 part of men killed by the fire and the smoke, and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths, for their power is in their mouth and in their tails, for the tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. And the rest of them which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of their works of their hands, that they should not worship devils, idols of gold, and silver, and brass, and stone, and of wood, which neither can see, nor hear, nor walk, neither repented they of their murderers, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. So, you know, God sent his son to die on the cross for us, and most of us can't even sacrifice some of our time to, like, you know, pray to him, you know, send our prayers up. All he asked for was 10%, and there's 24 hours in a day, so really we could at least give him 2 hours and 40 minutes. So, and it says, chapter 10, and I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud and in rainbows upon his head, and his face was as it were the sun, and his feet as pillars of fire. And he had in his hand a little book open. He set his right foot upon the seat and his left foot on the earth, and cried with a loud voice, as when a lion roareth. And when he had cried, 7 thunders uttered their voices. When the 7 thunders had uttered their voices, I was about to write, and I heard a voice from heaven saying to me, seal up those things which the 7 uttered, and write them not. And the angel which I saw stand upon the sea and upon the earth lifted up his hand to the heaven, and swear by him that liveth forever and ever, who have created heaven and the things that therein are, and the earth and the things that therein are, and the sea and things which are therein, that there should be time no longer. But in these days of the voice of the 7th angel, when he shall begin to sound, mystery of God shall be finished. And as he had declared to his servants and prophets, in the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again, and said, Go and take the little book which is upon the hand of an angel, which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book. And he said unto me, Take it and eat it up, and it shall make the belly bitter, but it shall be in the mouth sweet as honey. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up. It was in my mouth sweet as honey, and as soon as I had eaten, my belly was bitter. He said unto me, Thou must prophesy against before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. Word revelation, like, kind of means what's going to happen in the future, but this is present now. We're in the book of Revelation. Everything else has happened. So this was God is telling you is going to happen. You know, don't let things get in the way from your relationship with God. You know, there's a lot of things that will distract you. You know, I talk to a lot of people, and they'll say like certain technologies might distract them from praying or, you know, praising God like they should. Like most people are addicted to being on their phone or their laptop or social media, and all of these are in the way traps for you to get so sucked into all that stuff you forget about, you know, the one who died on the cross for you.
Amen.
So that was my word.
That's good.